Hello, Mr. Michael Hanrahan.
G'day, Andrew. How you doing?
Very well, thank you. Hello, ladies and gents, and welcome to the Australian Business Book Awards for 2025. Awesome to have you here. For anyone who doesn't know who we are, which is probably pretty likely, as I say, my name's Andrew Griffiths. I'm one of the co-founders, and I'm joined by the other co-founder of the ABBAs, Mr. Michael Hanrahan. Looking sharp. So most of you look like your picture in a long time, Michael. I think the pictures match perfectly.
Yeah,
Uh,
the head's getting out of control again.
and how does it feel to be here for the seventh ABBA Awards?
Oh, who would have thought when we sort of stumbled through the first few years that we'd make it to year seven? No, it's just absolutely fabulous. It's very exciting to be here.
I know. It's and all forces have been against us, but we've persevered. Before we get going, I'd just like to do an acknowledgement of country, please, folks. The Australian Business Book Awards acknowledges First Nations peoples and recognises their continuous connection to country, community, and culture. We pay our deep respects to elders past, present, and emerging, and honour the sharing of traditional stories passed down through generations, which seems very appropriate for the awards. So thank you very much for tuning in, everyone. We appreciate it. We're live streaming this as well, and for the first time ever, I believe, we've got a live watch party happening at the Duke of Wellington Hotel in Melbourne. How did this evolve, Michael?
So this was the idea of the fabulous Tess McCabe, who's one of our cover designers. She's a fabulous cover designer, does a lot of work for a lot of the major publishers as well. She thought rather than everybody chatting online, it would be great to for a bunch of people to get together in person. So she's organised this one in Melbourne. So big thanks to Tess for that. And yeah, hopefully we'll be spreading around Australia in the near future.
I love it. Good on you, Tess. Thank you for organising that. A little housekeeping, just to get us kind of settled in for the night. We will be posting a recording of this ceremony tomorrow at some stage. So if you want it, keep an eye out on social media. We'll let you know and do an email, etc. If for some reason you do drop out, you can just rejoin via your link. It's very easy to do that. And you are more than welcome to drop any comments or celebratory love in the chat box for the winners, the finalists, the book of the year, whatever it might be. Feel free to do we'll have to do the claps to try and get that sound part happening. And we're expecting we'll probably go for about 60 minutes. So we'll be finishing up about 8 o'clock, Sydney, Melbourne kind of time. So yeah, that's a plan. So what have we got in store for you tonight? Well, I think as we said, it's our seventh Australian Business Book Awards and seventh ceremony at this stage of the game. So each year we kind of it changes and adapts and evolves a little bit. Were there any major changes this year, Michael? What have we done differently this year? The categories have changed a little bit.
Yeah, it was more tweaking this year, I think, than major changes. So a couple of years ago, obviously, we did the huge rebrand. So that was a big change. And a couple of years before that, we added the shortlist day. So that was also a huge development in the awards. But no, this year, nothing major, just some tweaking of categories mostly.
What's been really interesting for us to note is that over the space of the last couple of years in particular, that the awards are becoming more and more mainstream. Like in the publishing industry, we're getting more and more of the traditional kind of publishers putting entries in, and still a lot of support from the self-publishing kind of side of it as well. But it just seems again, people look forward in the calendar now. So that's what we really were trying to achieve as well, as to kind of make sure that these were awards really recognizing non-fiction books in particular to encourage authors to have that platform to be able to get that recognition. And of course, unfortunately, we can only have so many winners, but it's been extraordinary to see how it's grown over these 7 years. So yeah, I think it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, we literally have some of the major publishers contacting us at the start of the year saying, make sure you tell us when the awards open. So yeah, it's grown a lot from that perspective.
Yeah, and that's it's hard with any kind of awards to get them off the ground and sustain them over a period of time. And particularly again, as we mentioned with the ABBAs, they're not not for profit. There's no one's getting paid to do a whole pile of stuff. So you got to rely a lot on volunteers. So yeah, it's fantastic. Thank you to each and every author who's entered the awards this year, and we've got a cracking year. You're going to hear from a few of the judges in a little while as well. But I'd also like to do a special thank you to Leslie Williams. And Leslie is the owner and founder of Major Street Publishing. And Leslie, at the beginning of the year, I had to trundle off to hospital for a little while, and Michael and I normally start planning the ABBAs early in the year. I was off for a few months, and the lovely Leslie stepped in and really helped out the awards at a critical period in time of just making sure that Michael was supported and all of the things. There's a lot that goes on to make these awards happen. So, a very big thank you to you, Leslie.
Yeah, huge thanks, Les. Yeah, definitely wouldn't have happened this year without you. And also to my partner Anna, who's most people know from previous awards, wasn't meant to be officially involved this year, but again, when Andrew was out of action early in the year, she stepped in to help a lot this year as well.
So it's another year, Anna, of not being involved and being involved. It's Schrodinger's
Yeah.
awards, we'll call that of some sort. But yeah, thank you. It's just kind of cool and awesome as well. Okay, so you can check out all of the yeah, we keep pulling you back, Anna. You can never escape. You can check out all of the entries, of course, on the ABBA site, and it's really kind of one of the things I love is to be able to look at all of the the covers, and each year that that really sets a bit of the pace about what the standard is like. If you want to, you can check out all of the 2025 entries via that QR code if your phone is handy, if you're not looking at this on the phone. But it's interesting. But also, if you want to go back and look at the last 7 years of entries, they're all on the official site as well. And I think it's really interesting to see the evolution again of covers over a period of time, even over a 7 year period. You really notice that the covers from 7 years ago kind of look a bit old and dated now
Yeah,
in
for sure.
terms of that. So it's kind of an interesting take as well. Of course, awards like this wouldn't be possible without our supporters and our sponsors in particular, and a few sponsors that we would like to really acknowledge here if we can. Michael, maybe you want to tell us a little bit about the Wheeler Centre. That was fab, being able to go there.
Yeah, so the Wheeler Centre have jumped in this year because we needed a new venue for the shortlist day. So they donated one of their rooms at no cost as a part of the fundraiser for the ILF. So they've been a fabulous support. They were very, very helpful on the day. Anyone in the Melbourne publishing scene knows the Wheeler Centre. It's where just about all the cool publishing events in Melbourne happen. So we're actually very excited to be there and have them involved.
Yeah, great. And it was a fabulous venue. And it felt very bookish and very, appropriate for us to be able to do a shortlisting day as there.
Yeah.
Booktopia, everyone knows Booktopia. Fabulous to have them on board this year as sponsors as well, and supporters and fans as well. So we'll send out a bit more information about that side of things too in the coming days. But thank you, Booktopia. We appreciate it, and it's great to see Booktopia going from strength to strength. I think as well. What about Mr. Scott Ethorn, Quickmark Media, Michael?
Yeah, Scott's been a huge supporter of the awards from day one. He's the go-to guy for marketing and publicity, or publicity, I should say, for promoting a business book. So yeah, we love Scott, and he's been very keen to support the awards for a number of years.
Yeah, and we all use him and his
Mm.
services, and definitely highly recommend everything that Scott does in terms of media. Wiley have come on board this year as sponsors as well, Michael, which is fantastic to have. In fact, we've got a couple of publishers that have supported us, and you used to work for Wiley, right?
Yes, I did. Yes, yeah, that's my old stomping ground. I was managing editor of John Wiley before going out and starting my own business. So yeah, had some good years there for sure.
And Anna used to work there as well, I believe.
Yes, yes, that's
So
actually where we met.
it's seedy office romance
Yeah,
by the sound of
yeah,
things is how those
yes,
things go. We
yeah,
understand.
yeah.
And of course, Leslie from Major Street Publishing, again, another great publishing house and fabulous. Apart from volunteering, also, being a sponsor as well. So, fantastic to have Major Street involved here as well. We'll keep moving through the list. I'll talk about Publish Central. That's easy for me. I do a lot of work with Publish Central. Obviously, Mr. Hanrahan's organisation. And again, this is what it's all about. It's not just even kind of organising the awards, but supporting and sponsoring however we can. So Publish Central, my go-to kind of platform as well for publishing of my books these days. I'll let you talk about this one if you like, Michael. Same thing.
Yep, yep. Author Academy. This is the step before the process. If you need help writing your book, you can't go anywhere better than Author Academy. Obviously, this is Andrew's fabulous book coaching service. So highly, highly recommended. We work with a lot of Andrew's authors, and they all have a very good preparation for publishing a great book.
Thank you, Michael. So thank you to the sponsors and yeah, but again, all different types of support and sponsorship there from hard cold cash to in kind to all types of things. So thank you very much for helping to make the ABBAs what they are. As I mentioned a few minutes ago, they're not for profit, and I think most of us know our judges and organisers give their time and expertise freely. And any excess funds that are generated as a part of like entry fees and sponsorship and things like that are donated to the Indigenous Literacy Foundation, which we've done every year since we started the awards. And such a great organisation because it's just so aligned with Michael's thinking, my thinking, and it's just a really good, logical thing to support in terms of what we're here to celebrate. The Indigenous Literacy Foundation just had a rebrand, and that's a kind of new look and feel. So check them out. They're always after supporters. They're always after people to help them with their programs that they run in Indigenous communities, from publishing books in language. Right through to filming, all kinds of amazing things. So I think they're a great organisation that are kind of going from strength to strength. And last year we promoted the fact too that they'd won a major international award, which was just so well deserved. This year, so we're going to be donating approximately $8,500 to the Indigenous Literacy Foundation. That's money that was left over, and we think is pretty wild. Insert giant check here, Michael. This is the bane of Michael's life, and I think you had to do it 7 times. No, you didn't. But it's always hilarious the giant check, and that's part of the reason why Anna is in the Central Coast of New South Wales is to get away from the giant check
Yeah.
photography. I'm pretty
If,
sure.
if you say giant check to Anna, her head explodes. So yeah,
You wouldn't think it was that complicated, would you? But, there's more to it than meets the eye.
yeah.
So over the last 7 years, in total now, it's $73,500 that the awards have been able to donate to ILF. And I don't know, I think that's pretty flaming awesome, to be honest. We've got 3 years to get to 10 years, and we're all pretty hopeful that we'll crack that $100,000 mark. Will be just extraordinary. And of course, we've got to have another giant check here, taken very creatively on an angle this time, Michael. I like this a lot.
Yeah, I'm going to pursue a career in modeling after publishing.
Good on you, mate. So without a dedicated team of judges, of course, we couldn't have the awards. Simple as that. We know that. And we always like to give our judges a plug. It's a big deal to judge. You got this pile of books. You've got to treat it seriously, and I think that's one of the things that we love about our judges, is that they really do treat the judging process extraordinarily. Take it seriously, and they know how much work and effort has gone into every book, and it's really difficult. Every year it seems to get harder and harder with our judging. The scores are getting closer and closer, and we have a lot of discussions about how to prep the judges and how to work with the judges and how to support the judges. So, yeah, but if you get a chance, check them out, acknowledge who they are. Always something that we, encourage people to do. But like most years, we like to just talk a little bit about the judging process, just so that anyone who's not familiar with the ABBAs, first time entrants, understand just how robust the process is. And Michael, I know this is a big part of you, and Michael's been really adamant about this from the start that the judging process has to really be, significant. It has to stand up to scrutiny, and it has to really honour the work put in by the authors. So I'm going to get you to talk a little bit more about the judging process, I think, Michael.
Yeah, for sure. So this has been our sort of our two major priorities from day one were to do this as a fundraiser and to do it, like you say, in a really robust, way that stands, like I say, that stands up to scrutiny, and so we get good results, and everybody sort of understands the process, and it's all transparent and that kind of thing. So what we do is each book is judged by three judges. They're drawn from two sort of groups of people. They're either publishing experts. So we've got a lot of publishers. We've got, authors, Scott, who we mentioned before. Scott's on the team. Leslie's on the team, who we mentioned before. So a lot of publishing experts, but we've also got business experts, particularly in their field. So they might not necessarily be authors or publishing related people, but we've got people who are sort of property experts who can judge a book about property, or IT experts who can judge a book about IT. So that's again very important for us to have really credible people assessing the books. And another one of the criteria, or one of the things we look at very carefully, is conflicts of interest, which I know you're going to get to in a second, Andrew.
Sure. So maybe we talk a little bit about before all of the books get sent out. Then we start off with the judging shortlist day, hey? And
Yeah.
uh, and we've got a few pictures here. If you want to just kind of talk us through that a little bit, mate.
Yeah, so the shortlist day we introduced, I think this year was the third or fourth year that we've had it.
I think so. Fourth, I think. Yeah.
Fourth year, yep. So the reason we introduced that was simply the entries we were getting too many books in for us to be able to send them out to judges. We would have needed like 150 judges to manage all the books we're getting. So the shortlist day is the first day of the process. It's still a fairly high hurdle to get through. So the books have to be very, very good. They're looked at by, we have 9 judges there on the day, and we all spend time. So we're there from 9 to 5. It's a very full day, and we're just looking at books all day. We chat about them, we discuss them, and then we vote on them. So every book, that's the first hurdle that every book has to get through to go through to the next round of judging. The 9 judges all vote. Obviously, again, the conflict of interest thing, you're not allowed to vote on any book that you've been involved with. So most of us had to abstain from various rounds of voting along the way. If a book is tied, so if someone's abstaining, sometimes we'd end up with 4 and 4. So what we would do then is we'd put those to the side, and at the end of the day, there was about 6 or 7 this year. We went back and we looked at all the 4 and 4s. We discussed them, the merits of the book, talked about, why somebody thought it should be in, why somebody else thought it should be out. Then we voted again. If it was still 4 and 4, then we'd let it through to the next round, because the idea is that if four judges think it should go through, we thought it was reasonable for it to go through.
And so to sum that up, every single book that is entered goes through these 9 judges' hands here, and then it goes out and gets judged,
Yeah.
by 3 other judges. So you can see that there's a heck of a process, involved in that, first few steps. And just think a little bit about the logistics of judging the awards, as it gets complicated every judge has got to get PDF copies, electronic files, physical books. There's literally can be 500 books that have got to go out. So logistically, it's a huge deal, what goes on behind the scenes when you really, really, think a bit about it. So, yeah. So anyone, if you've submitted your book and you're going, oh, well, what really happens? Now you know how many hands it kind of goes through.
Yeah.
So you can see why when we get to finalists and things, it's pretty serious. But in the second round, so we've done the shortlisting day, all the books are sent out. Now, Michael, tell us a bit about the next part when the individual judges are doing their kind of work with their books.
Yeah, so again, each book is judged by 3 judges in a category. So you can enter a book in two different categories. So that means it gets looked at by six people in total. We've got a spreadsheet that's got very specific criteria for the judges that outlines, cover design, printing, originality of thought is one of the criteria, just to make sure it's not a book of just kind of a rehash of everybody else's ideas. So each book is assessed against nine different criteria, and they've all got scores. And then we send a video to the judges and also more information. So they've got lots and lots of detail about the criteria and how to break it down. And then obviously, at the end of the process, we tally up the scores to work out who the category finalists and winners are.
Yeah, great. And so it's pretty straightforward when you think a bit about it. It's complex, but it's a numerical kind of system, and it really comes down to at the end of the day, the category winners, the category finalists are the ones who score the highest, and obviously the winner is the one that scores the highest there. And even then, with the book of the year is the one that overall scores the highest number. So and we found that that's the easiest way, or the most I guess logical way to be able to kind of judge books. Remembering too, it's a difficult thing. You know, three people look at a cover and interpret it in their own way, or look at internal layout, or even the concept of the book. And that's why we just wanted to make sure every book goes through quite a number of hands to make sure that it's being judged as fairly and as accurately as possible. I think it's again, I think everyone would have to agree that's a pretty good, pretty robust system.
Yeah.
Maybe just talk a little bit more again, Michael, about the conflict of interest side of things there and why this one is so important for us.
Yeah, so this is something we've managed very carefully from day one. The reason it's an issue is to get the best judges in the business. Obviously, they're going to be people who've worked on the books that are going to be submitted. There's no way around that. So what we do is when the authors enter their books, they fill out a form for us, and they have to say who their I can't remember exactly all the people we've got, but they have to say who their editor was, their writing coach, if they excuse me, if they use one, their designer, all that sort of thing. And then what we do is we use that to figure out what judges we can't send that book to. So, for instance, obviously, if it's an author I've worked with, or you, Andrew, we don't assess that book. And the other thing we do is we tell all of the judges to watch out for any book they're concerned about. We always encourage judges to err on the side of extreme caution. So if they think they've got any conflict whatsoever, they let me know. And this happens about 6 or 7 times every year, and it did again this year. They let me know. Maybe it's someone they've worked with on a partnership, not specifically related to the book, but they have worked with them. We've had a few people who they just say, "Look, I'm really good friends with this person. I'm not comfortable judging the book." So anything that they think is not reasonable, they send the book back to me, and then we reallocate it and give it to another judge. And you had this happen once this year, Andrew, and I think
Yeah, exactly.
with.
Yeah.
So again, it's all part of the process to make sure nobody is looking at a book that they've been involved with producing,
Yeah.
or with an author that they know very well.
Perfect. So yeah, we take it seriously. It's a big part of what we do. How did this year's entries compare to previous years? We've got a couple of videos that we'd like to share as well from three of our shortlist judging days and long-term judges as well. And again, I just wanted to ask him that question, like, how did you go? You can tell by Kate's look on her face here. Kate Christie, many people know Kate. She's lovely. We love her to bits. And she loves doing the ABBAs. She goes, it is a nerd fest. Let's be brutally honest on the shortlist day. It's nine of
It's
us in a room who just
Yeah,
love everything book.
it's a million on the nerd scale for sure.
Yeah, yeah, great. So this is might be a little bit quiet. I've tried to turn up the volume as much as possible, but a couple of words from Kate.
Hey, I'm Kate Christie. I'm here for the shortlist day for the ABBA Awards. Very, very excited. It's literally one of my favourite days of the year. I have been a shortlist judge for 2 years, and I've judged pretty much most years except those years where I've entered my own books. I'm the best-selling and award-winning author of 5 books. And what I've noticed this year with the ABBAs is the quality of the books, even compared to last year, has gone up significantly. Our job as shortlisting judges is to work out which books go through to the big judging panel of around 30 judges. And it's very, very hard this year to say what's in and what's out. So good luck to everybody who entered. Your books are magnificent. We take this day very, very seriously. We are all complete and utter book nerds, and it's so wonderful being exposed to your work.
Good on you. Thank you, Kate. And the one and only Bushy Martin, again, has been a long-term supporter of the ABBAs and judge. And I think it's the highlight of Bushy's social calendar is to come and hang out with us for 9 days, for nine authors for the day. A few words from them, from our awesome friend Bushy.
Hi, it's Bushy Martin. I've got the real privilege of actually joining the team here as part of the ABRA Awards. I've been lucky enough to be part of it now for the 6th year, and the great news about that is every year I'm seeing an improvement in the quality and the quantity of books that's coming through, so it's a really good indication that there's some great material that's actually being shared through the written word in a world that's gone crazy with AI. The real facts and the truth behind the exercise rely on a good hardcover book. So I'm really appreciative of anyone who's taken the energy and the effort to write the book and then submit it for the awards. Congratulations on a job well done. You're up against a massive field, so the winners are going to be very special in the context of the quality that we've seen this year. So enjoy and keep those books coming.
Good on you, Bushy. Thank you. And our last judge is Annie Reid from Atrium Media, and Annie's been involved for ages as well, I think, Michael, right?
Yeah, maybe not quite from the first year, but certainly very, very close. Yeah,
Great.
A number of years.
Hi everyone, my name is Annie Reid. I am the director of Atrium Media, a copywriting, journalism and ghostwriting book company based in Melbourne. I am here in the Wheeler Centre, the Centre for Writing, very proudly as a judge. I'm on the selection panel, and today we're going through the 107 books as part of the selection process to shortlist the books for the ABBAs. It's an honour to be here, and with our 9 judges, we've been working through diligently looking at each book and judging it on its merits. I've noticed this year there's a significant increase in quality of the titles. It's been quite difficult to filter the ones that are maybe not quite up to standard, but there are so many that are exceptionally high quality in production, in design and in narrative. I'm always really interested in the narrative and the structure of all of the books, and really impressed with the calibre and quality of the books coming through this year. Good luck to all of the submissions and entrants. We look forward to seeing you at the awards, and all the best. Happy reading.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. And Michael, what's your take, on the entries for this year?
Yeah, the standard has definitely been creeping up every year, and on the shortlist day, it was quite noticeable. So when the judges come in on the shortlist day, the books are spread out around the room in their categories. And I had a number of the judges spend, like we all do, go around looking at the books for 15, 20 minutes before we actually start. And just about everybody came up to me and said, "Oh, wow, these are amazing this year." So there's the improvement in year on year has been very, very obvious.
Yeah, I definitely have noticed it. And because we've also, I guess, getting a broader mix of entries with traditional self-publishing, various things, you can see the overall standard is lifting. And I think that's great. I think the standard of publishing in Australia continues to get better and better. And, great. It's a strong industry here. And I think it's fabulous. Yeah. So if you entered and you don't win, does this mean you've written and published a bad book? Now, it's hilarious for us. Like, I'll get people that I've coached to write books say, "How come my book didn't win? You're a business coach and you coach my book and it didn't win," or Michael publishes it, or, Leslie, whatever it might be. And of course, it doesn't mean that you've published, or written a bad book. It doesn't really work that way. There's a handful of winners. There's 107, 110, however many it was, kind of entries. It's a game. We don't want anyone to go, "Oh my God, my book is terrible." It is just not the case. And in fact, it's the exact opposite of that this year, as Michael was just saying, and the other guys have just said, the standard and the caliber is really high, making it extra hard to judge. But the fact that you've entered the awards is a really good thing to do. Regardless of whether you win or not, it makes you take stock of your book, fill in the application, understand your book and know that it's been in the running. And it's just that other books have, scored higher for various reasons that we kind of looked at that process. So we don't want anyone going, "Oh my God, my book is terrible." It is not. Okay. Is there anything you'd want to add to that, Michael? Any peppy kind of talk you want to bring to that for us?
No. Well, I mean, yeah, look, it's a fabulous effort just to have entered. It's a fabulous effort just to have written a book, full stop. So,
Exactly. Yeah.
be happy with yourself if you've entered. You're up against the best books in the country in your categories. So yeah, don't be at all concerned or discouraged if you don't get a gong today. It really is the best books in Australia from the best publishers in Australia. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's a very, very, very high standard.
Great. So back away from the ledge. Okay. It's the bottom line there. All right. That's enough of our preamble. We're on time. Now it's time to get down to business and announce some of announce all of our winners for tonight. So we've got seven, 8 categories. That's right. And then the book of the year. So entrepreneurship and small business is our first category, general business, health and well-being, then leadership, management, HR, personal development, personal finance and investment, and then specialist business. And over the years, we've kind of added topics, taken topics away, really based on the number of entries more than anything else. And this is the kind of the current list as well. That again, we were wondering maybe we need to introduce new topics based on what's happening in the world, whatever. So it is something that does evolve a little bit as we're going through, but at the moment this feels pretty strong, I think as well. And of course, announcing the book of the year will be the last part. So the first category, entrepreneurship and small business, and we've got 3 wonderful finalists here. We've got Kate Toon, 6 figures while you sleep, and I believe that Kate's a bit unwell at the moment, and I'm not sure if she's watching this, but well done, Kate, to be a category finalist. Michael, over to you.
Yes, The Business Bubble by Victoria Devine. This is a fabulous book. I didn't actually personally judge this one, but I did have a good look at it when it came in, and yeah, very, very worthy finalist.
Yeah, great. I did judge that one. It is a fabulous book. Good on you, Victoria. And then Lessons in Creativity by Ben Rennie. Another really, really interesting and engaging book there, and some heavy hitting kind of testimonials and just, lessons in creativity. A great idea. So entrepreneurship and small business. And the winner of our first category is The Business Bible. Victoria Devine, congratulations.
Congratulations, Victoria.
Okay, one hand clapping. Good on you, Victoria. You've got the book hand. It's a beautifully finished book, actually, Michael. Yeah, you've got it there to hold up.
You can't. It's a bit hard to tell from the photos, but it's got a green, a green foil. Looks absolutely fabulous, beautifully produced book. So I mean, it's a Penguin book, so obviously it's not that surprising that it's a beautiful book. But yeah, that's a very impressive one. Some of the comments from the judges were a comprehensive book that covers a lot of ground, great tone, good use of examples and case studies. So very, very well received book.
Yeah, good on you. Good on you, Victoria. Congratulations. Our category number 2 is a general business category. And our finalists, when we go in through this one, the first one, Michael, I'll let you introduce this one.
Yes, this is Curious, Connected and Calm by Stephanie Bown.
Yep, nice. And again, really well received by the judges.
Yes.
The second one here by Eric Beecher, The Men Who Killed the News, the inside story of how media moguls abused their power, manipulated the truth, and distorted democracy. Who would have thought, right? Yeah, exactly. And then, of course, number 3, over to you, Michael.
The Chairman's Lounge, the inside story of how Qantas sold us out. Joe Aston, very, very interesting book. I haven't read that one myself yet. I'm very much looking forward to it.
Yeah, I can imagine. So very interesting, right? Under general business, what a collection of books there. And the winner, The Chairman's Lounge, the inside story.
Joe.
Good on you, Joe. Congratulations. Again, I didn't judge this one, but it's a beautiful looking book. Is that published by Michael?
This one is, can't quite see, Scribner.
Oh yeah, great.
Yeah.
And feedback from our judges on this one?
Yes. So some of the comments were Very thorough analysis, great journalism, and some great writing. And one of the judges said a very gripping read, which is obviously a challenge when you're writing a book in this kind of area to make it a gripping read. This book was also the winner of General Nonfiction Book of the Year at the Australian Book Industry Awards this year. So yeah, so Joe's doing very, very well with his book.
Yeah, fabulous.
Congratulations. Very
Congratulations.
well done.
Yeah, good on you, Joe. Category number three, always a big one, health and well-being. And I think over the last few years as well, this has been one of the biggest topics, biggest categories, Michael.
Yeah, I think if we average back over 7 years, this would probably be the biggest. This and leadership.
Leadership.
Are always
Yeah.
two huge ones.
Yeah, great. So our three entries, or three finalists, sorry, on this one. Number one is Rose Cap, and it's Demystifying Dementia, Everything You Need to Know. And it's a pretty awesome kind of cover, actually, as well. I think I love that. Number two, Michael.
Biohack Me by Camilla Thompson. Again, I'm looking forward to that. I think I need some biohacking. So yeah, that was a very popular book.
Yeah, great. I did judge that one as well. It's an excellent book, I must say. And then number three is 10 Things I Wish I Knew About Your Child's Mental Health. And for children of all ages, Dr. Bill Garvey. And again, some really cool ideas. You know, how diverse are the finalists in this and the entries, I have to say. You know, like it's quite amazing that. So some fabulous books there. The winner of category number three, health and well-being, is Demystifying Dementia. Congratulations, Rose. Good on you.
Well done, Rose. So this is published by Text Publishing, fabulous Melbourne-based publisher. So some of the judges' feedback on this one. One of the judges said, "I barely looked up after I started reading it." So that's pretty good. Another judge said, "This is the most socially significant book I've read in 5 years of ABBA judging." More feedback was the author is impeccably credentialed and brings a level of empathy and care that had me close to tears several times. So
Yeah.
not hard to see why that was the category winner. Very, very strong feedback from the judges. Very cool cover, as you mentioned, Andrew. Beautifully produced book by Text, of course, not surprising.
Yeah, nice. And, you know, to have an Ida Buttrose testimonial on the front cover probably doesn't help. But how timely, as Sarah Howard just put on there in the comments, you know, it's such an important book. So good on you, Rose. I'm not sure if you're on the call, but congratulations. Category number four, the biggie again, of course, is the leadership category, and always hard. And you know, it's such an interesting kind of a topic, leadership. There's the old thing, there's so many books on leadership. To make yours stand out, to make yours significant these days, it's really got to be something quite special. And we're definitely noticing that, you know, people are rising to that challenge when it comes to leadership books. So fantastic to see. So our three finalists are, I'll let you start, Michael.
So we've got Tested by Pat Cummings, Big Decisions, Small Decisions, The Remarkable Power of Resolve.
Yeah, love that. Number two, Breaking the Boss Bias by Catherine Fox, How to Get More Women into Leadership. Timely, again, another kind of cool cover there. And you, Michael.
Stephanie Bound again. Well done, Stephanie. Two finalists, Curious, Connected and Calm, How Leaders Are Better Together.
Yeah, great. Again, how diverse is that? From a Test cricket captain through to, you know how leaders work together to break in the bias. Fantastic. Category four, the winner is, congratulations.
Boss Bias.
Good on you, Catherine.
Congratulations, Catherine. Fabulous book. Well done.
Nice. Beautifully published book again, Michael. And
Published by New South.
great. Okay, cool. And what's the feedback from our judges on Catherine's book?
Very well written and thoroughly researched. A lot of the feedback was about how well researched it's been, seeing it was published by University of New South Wales Press, so that's not surprising. Another judge said extremely well written, and also depth of research on this was fantastic. So yeah, again, very well received by the judges.
Right.
And yeah, a nicely produced book as well. It's got a little bit hard to see, but it's got a beautiful sort of pattern of broken glass there on the front. So
Yeah, right,
it's very
right.
cool.
Yeah, nice. I love that kind of innovation. We saw quite a few more innovative kind of covers, I think, with things like that. You know, foil really well used. Just
Yeah,
some
some
nice,
embossing. Yeah,
nice embossing.
yeah.
Great to see that coming back into the world. Category number 5, management and HR. This is always an interesting one. It can be quite diverse. Our first entry here is Through Shifts and Shocks, Lessons from the Front Line of Technology and Change by Steve Vamos. So our first finalist for this category. Number 2, Michael.
Negotiation Playbook by Wiley, published by Wiley, written by Glyn Bailey.
Yeah, again, another really highly rated and highly ranked book.
Yep.
And then number 3 was Mitch Wallace's book, Real Conversations, 5 Steps to Connect with Confidence. And an extraordinary book there as well, and incredible testimonials. And that was one of the ones that I judged. And just an absolute credit to Mitch as well. So I think 3 fantastic books. And the category winner, though, is The Negotiation Playbook by Glyn Bailey.
Well done, Glyn.
Congratulations,
Congratulations.
mate. Congratulations. And what's the feedback on this one, Michael?
So the judges' comments included fantastic deep dive into all things negotiation in an easy to read, welcoming, authoritative voice. An excellent foundational book on negotiation, which I think is a perfect summary of it. And great book, love the simple cover. So I really liked this cover as well. It's, you and I, Andrew, often see authors kind of get too carried away thinking covers have to be complicated and involved and trying to put 37 different things on there. That's a really good example in another beautifully produced Wiley book. Good example of how a simple cover can work really well.
Well, and you know what the book is, right, at a glance.
Yeah.
So, yeah, fantastic. Congratulations. Fabulous book. Okay, then on to our next one, category 6, personal development. And in this one, I'll let you start, Michael.
Yep, so we have See Your Elephant by Dr. Joe Brown. Discover what's holding you back from your true potential.
And again, I did judge that one as well. I think that was a fabulous book. I thoroughly enjoyed that. Number 2 is Know Your Worth. Heal your relationship with your money and yourself with Victoria Vivente. Again, the cover doesn't quite do justice when you look at it digitally like that. When you look at it in real life, it's fabulous. But a great book again. And Michael, an old favorite.
Again, the Negotiation Playbook finalist again. Well done, Glyn. You've produced a fabulous book, so that's well deserved.
And the winner is The Negotiation Playbook. Congratulations.
Well done, Glyn. 2 in a row. Great job.
2 in a row. That's awesome to be a double category winner. We really need a name for now. If you win 2 categories, there's got to be something, some of the wordsmiths out there need to really be able to tell us what that means. Any other feedback for Glyn's book on this one?
We can call winning 2 in a row doing a Glyn Bailey.
Done.
Yeah.
Doing a Glyn Bailey.
So the feedback, obviously we just heard about that, but in this specific category, one of the judges said, this is an excellent personal development read. And another judge said it's clear, practical, and confidence building with useful examples and takeaways that make it easy to apply in all areas of life. So, yeah, I mean, honestly, the judges were just gushing over this one. Did very, very well.
Yeah, awesome. Congratulations. Category number 7, personal finance and investment. Again, always an interesting category. Our first finalist here was The Quick Start Guide to Investing. Learn how to invest simpler, smarter, and sooner by Glenn James and Nick Bradley. And that was definitely a category favorite, without a doubt. Second one, Michael.
Know Your Worth again by Victoria Vivente. Again, she's a finalist in 2 categories. That's a great effort.
Nice. And then Tina Mathams, the ADHD accountant, her book, ADHD Money, a finance book made for your neurodivergent brain. And I love this concept. And we had a few books around ADHD and neurodivergency, I believe, or from memory from the shortlisting day, a few different applications around this. And it's really nice to see this as a conversation and as a topic that's coming into mainstream kind of publishing now.
Yeah, this one in particular generated a lot of interest on the shortlist day. A really beautifully produced book, so there's a lot of discussion about it.
Yeah, congratulations, Tina, for the finalist category. And of course, the winner of this one, category 7, personal finance and investment, quick start guide to investing. Learn how to invest. Simple, simpler, smarter, and sooner. Glenn James and Nick Bradley.
Well done, Glenn. Well done, Nick.
People just, the judges were really raving about this book. So well done, team. Well done.
Yeah.
Any other feedback on this one, Michael?
Yes, there's another Wiley book. So well done, Wiley. So one of the judges said, "This is the first book I've read that will actually help people who have no financial confidence move to being more informed." So that's very good feedback. Another one of the judges said, "Engaging, accessible, and informative. The book's conversational tone and clarity make investing feel achievable." So I mean, obviously it won the category, so it had lots of very good feedback.
Yeah, awesome. Nicely done. And then the last of the categories, category number 8, is our specialist business. And this is really the niche kind of businesses, the topics that are you would fit under that kind of terminology, I think. First and foremost in our finalists are the lovely Tracy Sheen. Her new book, AI and You, and Reimagine Business is the tag. And now, of course, Tracy was a winner of the Business Book of the Year in 2021, which, of course, now feels like it was a while ago. So great to have another book in here with you, Tracy, and we all are big fans of AI and You. So congratulations on being a finalist in category number 8. The second finalist, Michael.
Kate Toonigan, Six Figures While You Sleep. Yeah, I'm not sure if I mentioned last time, but I was one of the judges for this book. Fabulous book. Really, really good job, Kate. Well done.
Yeah, such an up-and-coming author in Australia. Well, I don't think up-and-coming is the right word anymore. She's here.
She's arrived.
And she is on the line. So I don't know. Maybe your Facebook post was an old one, Kate. You're up and come. And then the last finalist here is Deep Selling, How to Engage Buyers and Drive Growth in the Age of AI, with Graham Hawkins and Mark McAuliffe. Again, I had the pleasure of judging this book. Very, very good book, and it definitely deserves to be in the specialist business finalist without a doubt. So 3 very, very different books, 3 fabulous authors. Fantastic. So, category winner, Michael, I'm going to hand over to you.
Yes, drum roll, please. Kate Toonigan, Six Figures While You Sleep. Well done, Kate.
Good on you, Kate. Yeah,
I hope you're feeling better. She did mention before that she has been unwell in her comments. So yeah, hope it was worth tuning in to see yourself win the category.
Great. And what was some of the feedback, Michael, from judges?
Again, I judge this one personally, so I can say it's a very, very entertaining writing style. So it's it just from the very first pages, Kate's got a fabulous sense of humor. One of the judges said Kate addresses the challenges well and provides a realistic path forward. Eye-catching design, and it's also clear who the book is for and what it was about. So yes, very, very well received book. Well designed. Beautiful interior, easy to read, and yeah, Kate's personality just shines through the book. It's it's very good publishing. Well done.
And a lot to be said for that these days in the world where there's that bit of homogenization happening. Let your author personality shine through. Unless you're a lunatic, don't let that shine through. Right? But if you got some personality, bring it on. And Kate has plenty of that in spades. So congratulations, congratulations to you, Kate. Well done. Okay, so we're at the pointy end, which is the 2025 Book of the Year. Pretty amazing set of finalists across all of the 8 categories there, Michael, and I'm sure everyone would agree. Fantastic finalists, fantastic category winners, the standard, everything was fantastic. Just a really big congratulations to everyone in there. And I know we say to all the entries, but if you're a finalist in here, you've written and published a really good book. I think that there's something that you should acknowledge that. And I think that, Michael, you're such an advocate of that in people that sometimes we forget what it takes to write and publish a book, and to make a really world-class book is a very, very big deal. So, good on you, folks. Good on you to everyone that was in, but our finalists and category winners in particular.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, you and I have been talking a lot over the last few days, Andrew, about how strong the finalists are. It's been a very, very good list of books.
Fantastic. Makes you look forward to next year, right? When you start going, wow, so how's it going to improve on this year? So the winner of the 2025 Australian Business Book Awards, the Book of the Year, of course, and again, just to I guess to clarify that this is the highest scored book overall in the judging process. So it takes everything into consideration, from design, publishing, the uniqueness of it, what makes it applicable to its market, the print finish, the
Printing, yeah,
editing.
interior design, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot there. So to be the book of the year is really a significant kind of a deal, I think, in many ways, and it's judged on a range of different topics, so range of different kind of areas. So I think we announce it. The Quick
Yep.
Start Guide to Investing, Michael. Learn how to invest simpler, smarter, and sooner. Glenn James, Nick Bradley. Congratulations.
Congratulations, well done, guys.
Amazing. And like this, we think about the Quick Start Guide to Investing. It sounds kind of a simple idea, right? But for it to have won this category shows the depth of the book and the quality of the writing and the quality of the publishing. So
Yeah.
I think extraordinary kudos to you both and to the publishers. So
Yeah,
fantastic.
yeah, really interesting book. Again, the feedback from the judges was that it's really appropriate to its target market, which I think was a very strong vote in its favor. It's very easy to make these sort of books too complicated, and they just go straight over people's heads. So yeah, very well published by Wiley, of course. Great job.
Nice, nice. And so the traditional publishers have had a pretty good run in this year's awards. So,
Yes.
like we got to up the game in 2026 in year number 8. So congratulations, folks. Congratulations to everyone. Of course, yeah, just amazing to see these extraordinary books. As always, we want to thank you to everyone who's been involved in this year's ABBAs. It is a dream of Michael and mine 7, 8 years ago, and we roped in a few people along the way, and now there seems to be more and more people involved, and it's a wonderful thing. It's daunting at the beginning of the year. I think it's daunting, Michael, when the packages start arriving.
Mhm.
At
I
your
can't
place.
move in this office when the books start turning up. It's just the pile is high. Yeah.
But at least you know that for 9 of us book nerds, it's the highlight of our year to be in Melbourne and to come and do a day of shortlist judging, which may not be in Melbourne next year, might be in Sydney next year. Who knows, right?
Yeah, yeah, big changes afoot for sure.
I love it. Thank you to our incredible authors, our amazing judges, our generous sponsors, and our wonderful team that just get everything done. It's a big, big deal to put on these awards, and we are very grateful to everyone who's involved being a part. And now, when we start talking around $75,000 to the ILF, it's starting to get substantial, that amount of money, and the impact is huge. And there's no way we would think about supporting any other not-for-profit when the ILF is such a perfect fit for us. So, yeah, fantastic. So recording of this event will be available online tomorrow, as we said. And just a quick wrap through again for our sponsors. Just very appreciative and grateful for everyone that's involved. The Wheeler Centre, Booktopia, Scott from Quickmark, Wiley, Leslie from Major Street, Michael from Publish Central, stuff that I do in there. Again, it all helps. And if you'd like to be involved in the 2026 Australian Business Book Awards, please drop us a line. Michael, any kind of last words you'd like to share?
Congratulations to everybody who entered. Yeah, a lot of fabulous books. We all have great fun doing the judging. And thanks so much to the judges. I'm blown away every year by the effort the judges put in. So it does not go unnoticed. We couldn't do it without you. Thanks to you, Andrew, for running tonight, and of course our sponsors and everybody else involved.
Yeah, thank you guys. And yeah, I mean, we've got next year is the 8th year, and that'll be lucky in some respects, and we're edging towards 10 years, and who knows what next year is going to bring. And I guess one of the other things that we've now started to have a conversation around is the impact of AI in the publishing world, and that's something that we will need to be figuring out as well as we go forward with the awards.
Yes.
But also, if anyone has any ideas or suggestions, ways that they think we could do things better, if you want to get involved, whatever it might be, please feel free to drop either Michael or myself a line. We'd appreciate it. Yeah, we're always open and receptive to ideas. And if if you just happen to notice people who've been finalists or winners, posting online, give them a bit of a thumbs up support for being a part of the Australian publishing world. We need more great Australian publishers, and we need more great Australian business writers. So yeah, fantastic.
Just quickly reply to Kate Tooth's comment. It does come up every year, the option of having a live event for the awards. We've been going to do it next year for probably since about the second year, but we are doing it next year. So it's something that keeps coming up, and we'll definitely have sausage rolls if we do.
I love it. All right, folks. That's it. That's it from us. Thank you very much for your time on a Tuesday night. We hope you've enjoyed it, and it's great to have so many of you online. And yeah, we'll be back soon. Good on you, Emma. Emma Lovell's just submitted a second manuscript. That's
Came
fantastic.
through today. I'll look at it tomorrow, Emma.
Thank you, guys. Enjoy the rest of your night. And for the winners are grinners. Celebrate.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
I love it. Thanks, Michael. And
Thanks.
all right. See you, folks.